Hey, this is Troy from OnTop Local and WebForce Pro, and in today's training we're going to talk about how to buy written content. So, how do you buy written content that you can use for your website and for marketing through the OnTop Local marketing system in the post place? Well, there is a couple of ways that you can actually buy written content. The first one is to hire a writer in your local area. The second one is to hire an individual writer online. And the third one is to use a writing service online. Let's break down each one of these individually to see what the pros and cons are for each. Okay, so first we'll talk about hiring a local writer. The pros of hiring a local writer are that you're probably going to get the highest quality articles and you can have a personal relationship with that writer. Lots of feedback, lots of maybe time together, help making sure that you're getting what you want. The cons of that are that you're going to have a higher cost. It could be as high as $15 to $30 for an article, and you may experience what we call writer burnout. And that means that you're going to be wanting this person to produce a lot of content for you, especially over a year. That could be hundreds of articles. Some writers do get burned out. They run out of ideas on what they can write about, and they kind of lose interest in jobs. So that's one of the cons that can happen if you're working with a local writer and one individual writer. Now, potential sources, if you want to hire a local writer, you can use Craigslist, you can use trade associations, or you can use like business network groups to find good quality writers. Okay, the second option is to hire an individual writer online. Now, the pros to doing this is that there's a larger selection of writers for you to choose from, and you're going to have the ability to switch writers frequently to avoid writer burnout. So you may work with one writer for a month or two, and as you notice they're kind of getting burned out, you can end that contract and you can move on to another writer. You can easily switch through writers to make sure you're getting what you need. And it's also going to be less expensive. You're talking maybe $5 to $10 an article if you hire an individual writer online. Now, the cons are that you may have to test a few writers before you find one that produces the quality level that you want. So again, you may not get the perfect writer the first time, so you have to kind of go through and test them and find someone that you enjoy working with and that produces what you want. And again, the other con actually on this could be writer burnout as well. You may burn a writer out because they're writing about similar topics for you. Potential sources for an individual writer online, odesk.com is a great place to look, and I'll show you a little bit about that later. So let's go to the third option. The third option is to use a writing service online. Now, the pros to using a service, a writing service, is that you actually get access to thousands of writers. And you're not necessarily going to be working with these writers directly or individually. You're going to be putting projects out there, the projects are going to be picked up by writers, and then they're going to produce the content for you. And the next point is that you can easily reject articles or get rewrites done. So someone may pick up the project, do the article, and then you're not happy with it. You can completely reject that article and you're not going to pay for it. Or you can actually ask them to do a rewrite and give them some suggestions. So it's very easy to use the system to get what you want without actually working directly with the writer. And this is actually going to be your least expensive option. You can literally get articles written for $2 to $3, which is very inexpensive. Now, the cons to using a written service or a writing service online is that you may have to request rewrites and you may have to reject articles. So you are probably going to have to spend a little bit more time, reviewing the articles and providing feedback and maybe actually rejecting some. And there also is, and actually you may get a lower quality article because you're paying less for it, and you're going to again most likely be working with people outside of the United States. So it may actually require some editing on your part to get the article exactly the way you want. So I actually find that sometimes it's easier to not reject the article if it's 95% of the way there or 90% of the way there. I can spend 1 or 2 minutes and edit it to get it exactly where I want it to be, and that saves me much more time than sending it back. Again, I'm having to do a little bit of work on my part, but I'm saving a lot of money, or my money's going a lot farther when it comes to buying the content that I want. Now, some potential sources for this are websites like textbroker.com, ineedarticles.com, and iWriter.com. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these websites real quick first. So here we have Craigslist. So again, if you wanted to hire a person locally to write the articles for you, you could just go to Craigslist and just come down into the services area, and right here you can see there's a write service. So you can just look in here and go through and find someone who's willing to write for you. So there's tons of ads, tons of people on here wanting to write. So again, just search through here and find someone locally. Now, if you want to hire an individual writer online, like we talked about Odesk. So this is Odesk. It's just odesk.com, and you sign up, you get an account, and then what you do is you actually post your jobs. So you can create a new job posting, and you post it out there. You say exactly what you want, what you're willing to pay, and then people apply for the job. And you can go through their resumes and decide to hire people. And once you hire them, you can actually manage a team. So you can see I've got a couple people in here that do some articles and things for me right here. And you can actually manage them. You can handle messaging with them. Is all done right through here. So it's a pretty good site, and you can get pretty good pricing for your articles and your content created. Now, and then again, this is if you're going to hire an individual person online to do the work for you. The other ones we talked about is hiring a service that will produce articles for you. So I talked about 3 of them. We'll just go through them real quickly. The first one is textbroker.com. TextBroker is a US-based community, so you're going to get pretty good quality articles here. And you can see once you've created an account, you just come in. They've got a little wizard to help you start, and you can just start creating assignments for people. And there's going to be authors that are going to basically pick up the job. So you're not going to pick the writer. You're going to create the project, put it out there, and then authors are going to pick up that work. And they're going to submit their work to you, and then you're going to have the option of accepting the work, rejecting the work, or sending it back for a rewrite. So if you accept the work, you're going to pay the given price that you said you would pay. If you reject it, it's at no cost to you. The job's going to go back out there for someone else to write for you. And if you ask for a rewrite, then the rewrite's done, and you pay when you're happy with the work. So again, this is more US-based writers, so again, you're going to pay more money. Odds are you're going to pay about $10 an article if you're using textbroker.com. The next one we'll talk about is ineedarticles.com. Again, this is the dashboard in here. You basically log in, you have to put money in the account, which you can just do through PayPal, and from there you just choose your articles. Now, depending on how you set up your article, you can literally pay as little as $2.10 for a 300-word article. If you want to, and that's basically just giving them the keywords that you want to go after, and then they write the article. If you want to give them a little more description as to what you want done and how you want it done, then the price goes up to about $3 per article. But they're pretty quick. You can see they've completed a lot of articles out there. So this is a pretty good option here. And again, you're paying between $2.10 to $3 for an article, and you may need to rewrite it a little bit, but you're saving a lot of money by using ineedarticles.com. The last one we talked about in the PowerPoint presentation was iWriter. And again, it's just another article service out there. This is when you log in, what you see. And basically, you add money into your account, you come in, and you request your articles to be written. I'll just pop onto here real quick. Very simple. You pick what you want. I want articles written. You give a description. You pick a category. for your services, you pick the length of the article, so let's say 300, you pick the language, and then you've got a couple of options down here. Basic means all writers will see your request. Premium means only 4 to 5 star writers are going to see your request, and then you can go elite. And again, by choosing these different prices, you're going to see the price of the articles go up. So from down here at the basic level, if you're letting everybody have a shot at it, $2 per article. If you go to premium, you're talking $4.50 an article. And then at elite, you're talking $7 an article. And these are based on reviews from other users, whether they got a 4-star, 5-star, or a 4.6 star and above. And then you just put your information in, any special instructions, and they'll write your articles for you. Again, you have the option that when the article comes back, you can accept it, and that's when you pay for it, or you can reject it and you pay nothing for it. But you can't keep it, obviously. It's just going to be rejected. And then your third option is you can send it back for a rewrite. And then you get to rate every single one of these writers. So again, here are some very great solutions for getting content written for you. We'll go back here real quick. And I mean, if you really think about it, so you can be paying, if you want some top writers, $15 to $30 per article. If you're going to hire, someone from Odesk, you're talking maybe $5 to $10 an article. And then if you want to just use an article writing service and not have to manage writers per se, but just put the projects out there and have them done for you, you're talking as low as $2 an article up to, $7 an article. And if you really think about that, so let's say you need to post 20 articles a month is what you need to do. Between articles, and then you're going to post some videos on top of that as well. But you've got 20 articles that you need to push out there. Instead of writing those articles yourself, you could easily come in here, pick one of the lower quality ones, and the basic package, and spend $2 an article. So you're talking $40, and you literally have a post that you can schedule out for every day of the work week. If you want to do 30, you're talking $60, and now you've got a post going out every single day of the month for just $60. I mean, that's amazing if you really think about it. Again, you may have to spend a minute or two just editing or fixing up a few things in the content, but that's so much better than having to sit there and create all of the content yourself. And at such a cheap price, you're going to be able to focus on a lot of keywords and push a lot of content out there. So I hope this video has been helpful on how to buy written content. And in some of the future videos, you're going to see how to buy video content. And again, we always suggest that you go back and look at some of the training so that you, if you're writing your own articles, know how to write a killer article. Again, thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful, and have a sensational day.